Good day, beautiful soul family, and welcome back to On Another Level. And so, when I think about On Another Level, it's about raising consciousness. It's about messages that give forth wisdom and truth. Okay, it's about going on your spiritual journey. It's definitely about gleaning wisdom from the Bible, right? So it's so interesting, especially around these time frames. I can tell when someone or a group of people is a bit extra. I could feel it in my energy, or not really in my energy, but the drawing away from it. And you see, there are people that take your energy and they don't do the work. They don't do the work within themselves to understand. I don't need to take from others. When I used to work at the Dollar Tree, it would always amaze me. Why would someone come in to steal from the Dollar Tree? It didn't make any sense. And God was telling me that as they take, they're taking because it's of lack-mindedness. And how you get out of lack-mindedness is about understanding that God provides a way. But the thing about it is that people that take energy or take anything, they are in the mind frame of lack. We think that people who steal are the ones who are in poverty. And sometimes, that's a small percentage, okay? But for the most part, the ones that steal are the ones who have a lot of money. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you have good character. And so I was like, God, I get my energy from you. I feed my soul by going into the Bible. I do the work. No, I am not perfect. Every day I ask God, please show me what I need to correct. Show me how I can be right before your sight. And I went to different stages. But now, as I'm learning more, it's about being right in the sight of God. You know? And so the thing about it is that God, I ask God, I'm like, what about those people that take energy? Because it's reminding, God's bringing it to my mind, the 10 bridesmaids. Now, there are 10 bridesmaids, 5 bridesmaids, they use wisdom, and then there are other 5 bridesmaids who are foolish. They slept. They chose not to do the work within. They chose not to go through the process of maintaining and investing in oil for the long run. And so there comes a time where the 5 bridesmaids, interesting enough, they ask for oil. And so the 5 wise bridesmaids said, well, she couldn't give. Why? Because it's about sharing. But you see, what's so interesting is that the 5 bridesmaids, they that are foolish, do not care about sharing. They want to take for themselves. They want to have. They're asking to have for themselves because they're foolish. They don't have that level of maturity and wisdom. Okay? So it's interesting because in the Bible it says they ask. But we're in a time frame where the foolish bridesmaids are taking, and they take by force. And so it does anguish me because I know the difference, okay? And so I know I am not the only one going through this. I know it. So God was telling me that, whatever they take, they don't understand. They don't understand one drop. They don't understand that each drop is highly concentrated. And so in that greed state, which is a sin, a deadly sin, right? There's lust, there's greed, right? There's seven deadly sins. And the thing about it is, beautiful soul family, is that um, they don't understand the process, and they don't understand the beauty of one drop. So they gobble, 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 gobble. They take so much, and they don't care. They don't care about who they're taking it from. Okay? They just want to have, because they don't want to go through the work, because they are. So the thing about it is, beautiful soul family, is that they take from themselves. When someone robs or steals from a place, and they are just not patient enough for the provisions of God, we are to take the provisions of God very seriously, um, especially during these time frames. Now, I was thinking, I was like, okay, maybe this drawn away of my energy is because of the food, because, we're going through food shortages. And sometimes you have to increase the seasoning in the food so that it could taste better. I don't know. The thing is that God was telling me, you can't put new wine skins. I'm sorry. You can't put new wine into old wine skins. And I've heard this when I was younger, but I didn't really, it was like really kind of difficult to understand it. So as I'm conversing with God, and I'm like, God, God was telling me, you don't put new wine into old wineskins. Take a minute, and dealing with people that steal energy, you know, what does your intuition, what is God showing you? You don't put new wine into old wineskins. So, give you a little bit of time. All right. So this is what it means. Just in case there is anybody else like me who was caught up on it. There are some things, even though the seed is planted, you know, there are certain things that take place, right? To help us to understand even the more of the seeds that are being planted. The harvest is the wisdom that we are able to glean, but it's activated in situations such as these. What that means is, if you don't do the work within to bring forth renewal in your life, the new wine that you put into your body without doing that work is going to bust the old wineskins. So there are people who take energy. They take energy, one, because they're not doing the work within themselves. If they do the work within themselves and they rebuild in their relationship with God Almighty, right, they will realize, I don't need to take someone else's energy, because it's really about a marvelous relationship with God. So therefore, I don't need to take, right? But see, that's the thing. These people, they don't want to do the work. The work that they do, like any opportunistic thief, right? They they put forth the work in taking from others. Okay? So God was telling me, these people are like old wineskins. See, the thing about it is that God rejuvenates and God restores. God restores energy. God restores health. That's a constant ongoing, because it's a sacred relationship between God and his children, right? But there are people who do not do that work. And so they put forth their creativity to take. And so when you take, you're only robbing from yourself. You're only hurting yourself even the more. And so whenever someone takes energy, and God was showing me this before, whenever someone takes energy from somebody else, it's an energy that it's like new wine, but it's being put into old wineskin. Like you didn't change your ways, and you're not trying to change your ways, not trying to change your ways at all. And so it's like when you put new wine into old wineskin, there is no that person that didn't put forth that change can't even, their old skin, their old self, their very being cannot hold the new wine. So the old wineskin busts open. You see, when you do that inner work, you're constantly you're being rejuvenated, you're being restored, you are taking out weeds, you are disconnecting from old paradigms, disconnecting from the world programs. You're removing lies. You're removing weeds. And so you are restored. You're renewed. But a person that is not doing that and yet they're taking someone else's energy is likened to putting new wine into old wineskins. You're just hurting yourself. And so, how God shows me is like, it's like God puts me right there in the cause and effect of the different things that we find in the Bible, like the 10 bridesmaids. We read on the surface that they're asking for oil from the bridesmaids, right? And the wise bridesmaids are saying, "No, I can't because I don't have enough for you and I." But see, it's that thing that they don't understand. The foolish bridesmaids are not looking to share. They only want to take. And so, beautiful soul family, anyone who's going through this, especially during these full moon. So the thing about it is, beautiful soul family, is that, so last but not least, here's the deal. There are people who utilize dark arts, but that's not the only means. But the thing about it is that when you have a relationship with God Almighty, right? God is the creator of heaven and earth. Um, the sun and moon are forms of signs, right? For cycles and seasons, right? Um, but the thing is that when when you have a relationship with God Almighty, there are people who don't have a relationship with God, okay? And so they utilize, they glean, or they take the energy, they utilize energy. They don't have a respect. So they feel like, well, I could take the energy of the moon and do their crafty deeds, so I'm going to take the energy of others. They don't have a respect for life. They don't have a respect for other people's will. And so the thing about it is that this message is for you. The more you take, the more you take from yourself. The more you take from others and you pull from the beauty of the moon, or you pull from the energy of others, you're stealing. You're stealing energy. But the thing about it is that you're killing yourself. And you're coming against yourself. See, with God, God restores. And I'm inviting you to repent and to have a relationship with God, because when you have a relationship with God, you will not need to take. In the Bible, it says, God is saying, listen, if a wicked man can give gifts to their child, your heavenly Father will give you the Holy Spirit when you ask for it. Don't waste your time being an opportunistic thief, and rob yourself from the opportunity of being right before the eyes of the Lord. Come out of lack-mindedness. People think, like I said, people think that rich people, oh, they have everything that they want. But the thing about it is that not everything is about money. There are there are rich people who are sick. There are rich people who take from others who doesn't have money. But that's where greed comes in. And coveting what others have. They don't want to go through the proper channels, and so they are opportunistic thieves of energy, of creative ideas. Dot dot dot, you fill in the blank. But God is saying that you are taking from yourself. And any energy that you take, you're only destroying yourself with it. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. God bless.